Welcome to today's class at Verbling called Academic English. We're going to read a different story today. In today's story, we have an executive coach that has worked with top-level executives in various industries in the United States: law, banking, technology, pharmaceuticals, and so on. Her role is to help clients clean out the past, to help them make better choices on the future, sometimes risky ones. Sometimes these are healthy or value-driven versions. And who do we have here? Felipe. Hello, sir.
Hello, Simon. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. It's a very hot day today here.
Oh,
No, it's maybe not that hot. It's 72.
just 1 minute. I adjust my mic.
Your mic.
Yeah, my
Okay.
mic.
Sure. Luis,
One
how are
second,
you?
I'll be better.
Hi, Sam. How are you?
Good. Welcome to class. I didn't see you this weekend.
Weekend? Yes, weekend no. But you have you taught
No, I
this
didn't
weekend?
teach this weekend.
Oh yeah. I checked it. I checked the Verbling sites.
Yeah, no, I didn't teach. Now, this Saturday I have a class at 10, and I have a few more classes than last week. But again, because my mother's here, I'm
Oh, okay.
not doing too many. So I had 2 classes today at a private, and then I have a class tomorrow. Then Wednesday I have a private. And then I have 2 classes Thursday and 2 classes Friday.
Okay. Your mother lives in another city or the same city than you?
Another city on the other side of the country.
Oh, so you have to spend much time you need with your mother.
Yes. Yeah, indeed I do. And actually, I've just taken a look at my classes. For the week after that, I have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 Thursday, 2 Friday, and 1 Saturday. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm increasing my class levels again.
Okay.
All
But
right.
this class, it was full booked.
Yeah, I saw that. I checked an hour ago, and I couldn't believe it. The class was fully booked. You and Raphael are making me famous. And good to see you, Raphael. It's nice when I see your video there. I can see you smiling.
Good to see you too, Simon.
How was your weekend, sir? Did you have a good week? And
Yes, it was a nice weekend. I just stayed home with my family. I took my family to a restaurant yesterday, and it was quite fun. We enjoyed the afternoon, and yes, a lively afternoon at the family.
I understand. Now, I know that both you and Luis are a little bit sad over an event that happened, I think, on Friday.
Friday. Why?
Brazil and another country, Spain, I believe, were playing football.
Oh yeah.
It didn't go so well, did it? What happened?
I don't know. I don't think they are really interested in winning this World Cup. Maybe.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. It's hard to guess if they are really trying to win. Football. I'm a little skeptical about their winnings in this World Cup. I don't know. I'm not not a big fan of football.
No, neither am I. I'm not a big fan of most sports, but oh my God, look how full the class is now. I think we're going to have to move on from small talk here soon. Let's see who's here. Thank you, Raphael. Let's see, Sarah. Hello, Sarah.
Hi,
Hi, Sarah. Where are you from?
I'm from Kuwait.
Oh, Kuwait. So we should need to be quiet. It's early morning there, I take it.
No, it's not morning.
Oh, what time is it?
It's 3 a.m.
Yep, that's morning. That's early morning.
Yeah, but it's yeah, it's morning, but it's no sun outside.
No, no. No, in English we refer to midnight onwards as the early morning. It's still considered morning, but early morning.
Okay.
We still call it night, though,
Okay.
but it's also called early morning. So thank you for joining us, Sarah. I hope you enjoyed this class.
Okay.
Felipe, how's your microphone now?
I think now is better.
You sound great.
Okay.
Excellent. Let's see how everyone's doing, then we'll get right into today's lesson. Hyde, how are you today?
Hello, nice to see you again.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to have you in class, Hyde.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And there's no tongue twisters today.
No tongue twister, okay.
None at all. Well, thanks for coming, Hyde. And Jonathan. Hello, Jonathan.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. This is my last class today, and then I get to go to bed.
Oh, that's great.
I have a newborn baby, so I don't normally go to bed for many hours, but I feel tired.
Wow. I imagine that, teacher.
Yeah, it's don't imagine it unless you have to. All right, Jonathan, thanks for coming. And Mikhail. Hello, Mikhail.
Hello, Simon. Nice to see you again.
It's good to see you. It's been a while, sir. I'm glad you're back.
Thank you.
And Randy. Is it Randy? Yes, it is Randy. Hi, Randy.
Hi, Simon. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. I wasn't sure if you had the name Randy this time or another one.
Yeah, it's Randy.
Okay. Well, Randy, we're getting ready to get started with another class of academic English. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with this class, and there are a few of you, there are a few tools I use to make this class a little easier. Drive. I'll share that out and show that to you shortly. Simon Yates, I'm a teacher here at Verbling. I've been teaching English online for, I don't know, Louisa, at least a good 2 years, I think. And it's something I really enjoy. It's not my primary career, but it is something I enjoy doing as a spare job. So we're all going to open up Google Drive now. The best way to get to Google Drive is to click on the Google Drive icon located on the very left side of the screen. Okay, I'll share out my screen so you can see. Let me just make this a little bigger. Okay, so over here we have Google Drive. So you'll want to click on that. But you won't see what you're currently seeing shared on my screen. There's one more thing you must do. And that thing is to click on Hangout Notes. It's a strange little blue icon, and I see many of you are in there now. That's great. This is where I like to operate my classes. So again, click on Google Drive, followed by Hangout Notes. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take turns reading here. Okay? Now what I've got right here, this is the address to my teacher page. If you're new to me and you want to find out what other classes I teach, or just when my next classes are, on the very right side of the screen, it'll show my next 6 classes. And the good thing is it shows you the date and time in your local time. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to read a story. You see a newspaper article here. But the class is called Academic English. Why do I call the class Academic English? Who knows why I call this class Academic English? Hyde, why do I call it Academic English?
I'm not sure. Maybe write English. We can learn write English. Write description. Write pronunciation.
Yeah, we do some reading, we do some writing. Obviously, we do some speaking because we're reading out loud. I will help you with your pronunciation. But there's one skill that matters more than anything else, and that is the primary purpose of this class: comprehension. And those of you who've taken my class know before, if you don't pay attention to the story, it's going to be difficult when you get asked questions. We'll spend the first half of the class reading the story, listening, speaking, and working on our pronunciation. But I want you to pay attention because we're going to spend the next half of the class having a discussion. If you don't volunteer, I will volunteer you. If you do volunteer, you'll have more talk time, which will help you learn English better. Okay? But I will pick on students if you're silent. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Let's start. Huh?
I want to ask you about that the file you say it from before 1 minute or I don't know. The file can you said you wanted to read, okay, and I can't open the file. Just can I see the file from your picture?
It doesn't work very well when I share it out because of the font size is so much different. So everybody has access to it. So if you click on Google Drive, and once you click on that, you'll get a blank screen. Then you'll see a little blue icon in the left. Click on that, and then you'll see the lesson.
No way to see it from your picture?
No, I share it sometimes, but it doesn't work very well. And the problem is when I'm speaking, students can't see my lips move.
Okay.
So I don't like to share out the screen for very long. I want you guys to be able to participate, so it's important that you can open the document too.
Okay.
So I'll show you one more time. Pay attention. I'll show you how to open it, and then you can follow along in the screen. So over here, you got this triangle, Google Drive. Once you click on that, you'll enter a blank screen. Then click on this blue icon here. And then you'll see the lesson.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you have any questions, you're still having trouble, post answers in the chat, and I or other students will help you get into the document. But I do need to get started because we're 15 minutes in and we haven't started yet. All right, Felipe, could you read the first paragraph, please?
Okay. Let's go. Academic English. It's amazing.
Sorry. No, perfect. Sorry, my pardon. Go ahead, please.
It's amazing how your past can haunt you. How the imprint of who you true you were so many years ago can be etched in your mind and help dictate present and future behavior. Sometimes it is obvious and sometimes not. Either way, the past lives on.
All right, thank you. All right, let me hear you say the word haunt.
Haunt.
Very good. And imprint.
Imprint.
Obvious.
Obvious.
Etched.
Sorry?
Etched.
Etched. Etched.
Etched.
Etched.
That's right. There's no ed. Forget the ed there. There's no ed sound. It's the unvoiced t sound.
Okay.
Thought.
Salt,
Thought.
salt.
Better. Well done. Right, Hyde, could you read the next paragraph, please?
A little difficult because all capital.
Yes, I know. It's the way the article was published.
As an executive coach who has worked with the top-level executives in law, banking, technology, and other major industries, my role is to help clients clean out the past and to make choices, often risky ones, based on a current version of themselves, a healthy, values-driven version inspired by goals and strengths, not past baggage.
Baggage. All right, thank you, Hyde. Jonathan, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Of course, teacher. Yet when I turned the mirror toward myself, I realized that I also had my own cleaning to do. For many years, my past as a athletic challenge girls mocked in my gym class and left on the sidelines in sport. Help me. When you grow up in Vancouver and you don't ski, bike, run, kayak, hike, or climb mountain, it is easy to gain a complex.
Okay, let me hear you say ski,
Ski,
bike,
bike,
run,
run,
kayak,
kayak,
hike,
hike,
climb.
climb,
Okay, next word, yet,
jet,
yet.
jet,
Not jet. In English, we say yeah, yet.
yet,
Much better, yet. Look at my lips, like I'm smiling. Yet.
yet,
Perfect, well done. Also,
also,
many years,
many years,
years.
many years,
Better. So when we're doing the Y, smile, years.
years,
Perfect. Athletically,
uh, athletically,
ath,
at,
let,
athlete,
athletically.
athletically,
Ath, don't forget the TH.
athletically.
Much better. By the way, guys, when other students are practicing pronunciation with me, make sure you're on mute and practice at the same time. You'll get better value out of the class. Okay, challenged girl.
Challenge girl,
Challenged girl.
challenge girl,
Gym.
gym,
Sidelines.
sidelines,
Sports.
sport,
Sports.
sports,
Better. Haunted.
haunted.
Excellent. I would suggest, once we're done here, copy this lesson and then practice some of these words again later. You
Okay.
don't really have a problem with the pronunciation, but you're not practiced enough with these sounds in English, because the more you practice them, the much better you get at them. So just spend a bit more time practicing.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
You're very welcome. Luis, it is your turn next. Could you please read this paragraph?
So, a few years back, while living in New York City, I decided to face my demons head on. With both ankles and one knee injured, I hobbled to my physiotherapist's office and declared my intention to run far, as in 26.2 miles far.
Excellent. 26.2 is the way we would read that. Office.
Office.
Physio.
Physio.
Quite often, if we go to see a physiotherapist, we just say we're going for physio.
Physiotherapist.
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 Excellent. Hobbled.
Hobbled.
Again, Luis, you're doing very, very well with the ED sound.
Thank you.
All right, guys, what I've done here, this is a long paragraph, so I've split it up. Mikhail, could you read this first part of the paragraph that's highlighted in blue?
Okay. I'm hardly alone. I often hear stories such as a working mother or three competing in a marathon.
Okay. Let me stop you for a sec. What I want you to do, I want you to start again, but this time I want you to go a little slower, okay? I don't want you to feel rushed, because I'm pretty sure the last time we had a class you went slower and you did much better. So let's go a little slower.
Okay, I start?
Yeah, start again, please.
I'm hardly alone. I often hear stories such as a working mother or three competing in a marathon, triathlon, or even climbing Everest. I have been inspired by my own clients, such as the founder of an e-commerce company who became a committed triathlete.
Okay, very good, sir. Triathlete.
Sorry?
Triathlete.
Triathlete.
Better. Triathlete.
Triathlete.
Climbing.
Climbing.
Yeah, the B is silent there. Triathlon.
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 No,
Triathlon.
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 Better. Well done. Inspired.
Inspired.
I'm inspired.
Inspired.
Much better. Competing.
Competing.
Often or often.
Often.
Excellent. This is not a contraction. I am.
I am.
Well done. Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. Randy, could you please read the next half of the paragraph?
I'm a clinical psychologist who regularly logs miles and miles of open water. Long-distance swimming. Many women like me, professionals in their late 30s to 40s, seem to be taking on new athletic challenges.
Psychologist.
Psychologist.
Thank you. It's interesting. They say women like me in their late 30s to 40s. Well, are they in their late 30s, or is she talking about people in their 30s to 40s? I would probably write that differently. You're either in your late 30s or you're talking about your 30s to 40s. But I also find another spelling mistake. This is from a newspaper too. I can't believe there's spelling mistakes like this. Raphael, you get 2 paragraphs because the first one's so tiny. Go ahead, please.
Why would the world's most notoriously abusive demographic choose to add to their business? We crave a chance to prove the world wrong. Triathlons were something other people did, explains the e-commerce CEO. Yet, as I began training, putting one foot in front of another, I realized that the only difference between an athlete and a non-athlete is adding 1 mile each week. For me, I wanted to silence the negative voices whispering, I can't do this, I can't do this, and become an athlete.
Well, Raphael, unfortunately, I have nothing to highlight. You read it well. So I started focusing also on your emphasis and your reading. For example, when you are reading here, and this is not so much a criticism, but more an accolation, a lot of people might read, I can't do this, I can't do this. What happens is when they get to the end of the paragraph, they pause until their eyes move to the next part of the paragraph. Your flow is excellent.
Thanks.
And for those of you that don't do this, one thing to watch is as you get close to the end of a sentence and you say, I can't do this, pause while your eyes have a chance to see what comes next on the next paragraph. You will read better, and this is a skill that you can use when you're speaking in public. Well done, Raphael, and good emphasis as well.
Thanks.
Sarah, are you in Google Drive now?
Yes.
Excellent. Could you please read this paragraph?
Okay. Okay. I think it's start with such lesson, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Such lessons reach far beyond sports. The e-commerce CEO successful launched her dream business in a ruthless, challenging market. If you follow a program, you can do it. She observes this applies to everything, setting an intention, coming up with a plan, and following it. It merely becomes a choice.
Right, thank you. Now I want you to repeat after me. Plan.
Where the plan
Excellent. Applies.
applies,
Observes.
absorbs,
E-commerce.
e-commerce,
E-commerce.
e-commerce,
Beyond.
beyond,
Successfully.
successfully,
Launched.
launched,
Excellent. Launched. In a ruthless.
in a ruthless.
Excellent. Now, what I want you to do, you've heard this again, I would like you to actually read it one more time. One thing I notice when you speak, you have a voice that seems to be a natural for English. And I think there's just a few sounds you need to work on. So let's go ahead and hear you read it one more time. See if we can work on some of those issues.
I write another time.
No, if you could read the same paragraph one more time.
The same. Okay.
Yes.
Such lessons. It's go.
I'm sorry?
Okay. Okay, I will read now. Such lessons reach far beyond sports. The e-commerce CEO successful launched her dreams business in a ruthless, challenging market. If you follow a program, you can do it. She observe observes this observes this appeals to everything, setting an intention, coming up with a plan and following it. It merely become a choice.
Becomes a choice. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Well, guys, we've spent 30 minutes on the class, so I'm going to stop there because I don't want to spend the whole time reading. I told you guys at the beginning that the main skills we're going to focus on is comprehension. So we just spent the last 17 minutes reading a story together. Now, what I want us to do is actually have a conversation. So I'm going to remove the part of the story that we haven't read, and watch what I'm writing here. What is this story about? Okay, so what I want you guys to do is go to the bottom of this story, and you'll see where I wrote, what is this story about? I want you guys to tell me what the story's about by writing points about this story. There's plenty of room for everybody to write at the same time. You don't have to wait for another student. Just come up with one point that this story's about, and then we'll start to have a discussion. Okay, great. Hyde is writing. Raphael is writing. Good, Jonathan. Excellent, guys. One of the reasons I call this class academic English is that, like academic life, you must read, write, speak, pronounce, and understand what you're doing. While in intermediate class, it is very challenging and keeps you guys focused. So as I see some of you starting to finish stories, I'm going to ask you to read what you wrote and tell us your thoughts on this story. And together, we'll be able to build a review of what the theme is of the story and what we got out of it. That's inferiority complex. All right, we're on the second page now. Let's see, who has written a complete sentence yet? Good checking on the spelling there, guys. Excellent. Hyde, I know you're still writing, but do you want to read what you've written and tell us a little bit more?
Many people have some inferiority complex about sports, but after growing up, if you try some sport again with some right instructor.
What does that mean, inferiority complex, Hyde?
The people think I'm bad at any sport.
Okay, good.
Actually, I had such kind of complex for long.
A lot of people do. It's a feeling, and this is important, guys. It's an unrealistic feeling that you are inferior to somebody else.
I hated sport.
Well, keep going, Hyde. Sorry to interrupt. All right, Raphael, read us what you've written and tell us a little more, please. Earth to Raphael.
No, just what I understood about the story is that there are some people who work in at offices and had their had their health affected due to their common behavior, because they didn't practice, they haven't practiced any exercise and other activities. Because when they had changed their way of living, they started having a better life, a better life quality. Uh, changing their common behavior, not perhaps giving a changing. Generally speaking, change their activities, their common activities.
So it's not just about believing and thinking differently, it's changing your activities as well, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Miguel, if you could read what you wrote, please. Oh, have I lost Miguel? Oh, Miguel, could you read what you wrote?
Sorry. Okay. Yes, it's about preparation, the gymnasts or the athletes in general, about how do they have to do the best preparation or the best preparation for this high activity or high sports. It's necessary to to training I think the mind and the physic preparation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, preparation is very important. Jonathan, I see you're writing and talking about, I'd like you to read us what you wrote, but also address the importance of preparation.
Yes, teacher. I think that the main idea of this article is that we need to preparation and pay attention about do more activity with physical activity. Sorry, this is important for us.
Yeah, preparation is very important. Talk to anybody who's done well. It took work, and not just blind work. We see a lot of people working hard, but working hard does not mean success. Working smart can better lead to success. Exactly. Planning, preparing is very important. So, well done, Jonathan. Thank you. All right, Luis, tell us what you wrote and why it's important.
Yes, I wrote that the article, it's about how the exercise is important in our lives and how they can help us in our healthy and helping us to win our inferiority complex that we can't do exercise.
Is this just about exercise, Luis?
Actually, it's about we win our difficulties to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we can win many things, and other things we think that we can't, but actually we can as well. That's what I realized in the article.
Yeah, very good. And reading down below, I see the article is about how the past can influence. Oh, no, wait a minute. Am I reading the right part here? Now, Felipe wrote this. Felipe, tell us a bit more. I see you're talking about how the past has an influence in your present and future.
Yes. My article in this case tell how the past has a hard influence in your behavior. And in this case, we can see how the family is very important in your past for creation because this can reflect in your future.
Yeah, I agree. And Hyde talked about how an inferiority complex can affect you in success, how your past beliefs and actions can influence your current and future success.
Yes.
Sarah, you're being quiet. You haven't written anything.
Um, because I don't know that I don't know what the story talk about. I'm not, but I listen people in this class what they said about positive thing, past and what how it change behavior.
Well, in that case, if you don't recall what the story's about, I'm going to ask you, please, if you could tell us whether you agree with what other students are saying or if you have a comment on something they have said.
I can read what they write, maybe.
No, I don't want you to read what they've written.
What?
I want you to
What
tell us your opinion.
opinion? I think what they write is correct, and the past can improve you and make you better in future, and many things can make change. Something like that.
Okay, good, thank you. Victor, you're new to the class?
Hey, I just got here.
I see that. Victor, what can you tell us about an inferiority complex? Can it lead to success, or most often do you think it helps prevent us from achieving success?
Can you repeat? What's the theory?
Inferiority complex.
What's this inferiority complex?
That's a good question, and I don't know, but I'm wondering, I think I know a student that does know. Hi, what's an inferiority complex?
If you have some weak point when you were a child, it became your inferiority complex. I'm not good about that. For example, music. I can't play any instrument like that.
Right. So yeah, it's an unrealistic belief that we are not good at something, or that, worse, others are better than us and that we will never do well. Victor, can you answer the question now?
Can you ask again? Sorry? Difficult to hear.
Yeah, if I can remember the question I asked. An inferiority complex. Can it help us achieve success, or do you believe that more often it can help prevent us from achieving success?
Very often can prevent us to achieve the success, right? Because sometimes when you have this kind of complex, it's difficult to you to be out of your comfort zone and do things out of the box and this kind of things. I don't know, to do other things different from your reality, or to develop yourself or something like that.
Yeah, quite often.
Yeah.
When we presented with something new or a new opportunity,
and sometimes we
experience a feeling. Can anybody tell me what that feeling is? So the first time you had to take English classes, you might have experienced this feeling. The first time you learned to drive a car, the first time you went on a date, you might have experienced this feeling. Most of us do. Does anybody know what feeling I'm talking about?
Fear. Scary.
Yeah, fear.
Yeah.
Fear is usually the first reaction to change. Okay, this is you guys want to pay a little bit of attention here. For those of you who aren't familiar with this, change is how we improve, and change happens whether you want it to or not. The first reaction we normally have is fear. Okay, that's how we normally respond to change. Some mistakes. Sorry?
Can you write the word you said, fear?
I am writing. If you go to the very bottom of the document, that's where I'm writing the words.
In document.
Yeah. So we may stay in fear for a very long time, but eventually we move to acceptance. Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to learn English because I know that people in my country, most of the people that learn English have a better chance of success, so I accept the change. And we might even move on to embrace the change, welcome it. Because you see, while people are fearing change, change can bring opportunity. Okay? Whenever a change happens in your life, look at it this way. Is it a threat or is there an opportunity? And you should always try to maximize the opportunities. So what is the fear? What am I afraid of? But what are the benefits? Okay? So we have change, we have acceptance, and there's another word that was here, embrace. There are people smarter than me that have written on this before, and I think there's probably about 5 stages that we've experienced. Okay? People who are successful are able to overcome their fear and look for the opportunities. And sometimes all it takes is just relaxing and thinking clearly. Older people are usually better at this because, well, they've experienced many changes and they've experienced that fear a lot. All right, we've got about 12 minutes left. What I want you guys to do is I want you to go to my teacher page, and right at the end of the class I'm going to create 2 new classes, and these are going to be based on what you guys want. So there's my link to the teacher page. You'll see that I only have 4 classes planned coming up this week. I have a Saturday class and a Friday class that I'm going to create based on what you guys would like me to do. I love doing academic English because you guys get a lot of benefit from it. But in the last 5 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 ideas from students and I'm going to create a class for each idea. Okay. So let's talk a bit more about what this story is about. The person in this story is an executive coach. An executive coach is a fancy title for somebody who helps high-paying people through challenges, ways of thinking. You could almost think of it as a modern-day psychologist. So I might be a CEO at a bank or a vice president at a bank, and I just feel like, you know what? I'm not getting the ideas, or I just don't feel happy. I don't feel successful. I'm in a rut. Things aren't going well. So they will hire a coach as somebody to talk about what they want out of life, what they want in their business, what's important to them. So this executive coach is to help clients deal with issues in their past, things that are getting in the way, and to make choices. Better versions of themselves, usually a healthier one, usually value-driven. And these are inspired by those goals and strengths. If you guys go right to the top of the document, that paragraph that Hyde read, that was all in bold, that's what this one's about. And this executive coach is talking to us about her past and how she changed, as well as others in her life. Let me read. Yet, I turned the mirror towards myself. I realized that I also had my own cleaning to do. For many years, for many years, my past as an athletically challenged girl mocked in the gym class and left on the sidelines in sports haunted me. When you grow up in Vancouver and you don't ski, run, bike, kayak, hike, or climb, it's easy to gain a complex. A few years back, while living in New York City, I decided to face my demons head on. With both ankles and one knee injured, I hobbled to my physiotherapist's office and declared my intention to run far, as in 26.2 miles far. So she's telling you a story about her past when she wasn't successful. She wasn't close to anything anybody would want to hire her to help people with because she didn't have confidence. She couldn't fix her own self. And she's using this as an example to give inspiration. She's hoping that in each one of us there's a feeling like this that we can relate to. Either we've overcome it, and congratulations, or we haven't, and here's how I can help you. Any comments? I'll start picking on students.
In my opinion, Simon, is a fact. The mind and the physical, is joined. Is joined. I think it's all people have a limit. All people. But I think it's a good coach can do a lot of in a person if this person want to improve, to change, because I think it's the cost we have to constant, because you can the theory we can read a lot of books and we have the theory, but this theory is to put in practice. You need to practice. Is my opinion, I think.
Well, science would say you are correct. All we have to think about is those people that worry too much, that have anxiety. Anxiety manifests itself in real psychological or medical conditions. Luis could probably talk to you about this better, but for people who have anxiety, whether it's situational or constant, they feel sick, their heartbeat increases when they are presented with a situation that causes great stress. It might be flying. These people can't get on the plane. They start to shake. They might shiver. They might even faint. For those of us who have situational anxiety over public speaking, and your job is in communications, that can be even worse. Fear, anxiety, well, the mind and the body do work together. Sometimes they work against us. So if you're having negative thoughts, if you have a lot of fear and you don't address it, it can lead to medical problems. What do you think, Luis?
No, yes, you are right, Simon. Actually, the anxiety and depression is the most important disease of 21st century because it affects many people around the world. words, and actually it's the deepest cause of many physical diseases.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I did promise you guys at the end of class I would create 2 new classes based on what you guys would like. Does anybody want to speak first? Is there a class you would like to see me teach on Friday or Saturday? Anyone? Subject you would like me to bring back?
Maybe something about speaking and speaking anything.
Public speaking?
Yeah.
Okay, let
Or
me see
maybe
what
toy, something like playing some to know how to speak.
All right, let me see here. No, let's see. What can I do here? Just seeing if I have a similar lesson plan I can use. All right, I'll just create a new one then. So I'll call this one public speaking. Call it public speaking tips and techniques. Again, I'll go at the intermediate level. We don't want to do this at advanced. And let's see, grammar will say general. Topics, well, it's definitely business.
Nice, and thank you.
Well, give me a second. I'm still creating it. General. Let's see. Work. That's good. So description. I'm going to come up with a quick description here. I will teach you tips and techniques. With a friend. Now, I don't have a lot of time, so it's not going to be a super professional description, but a class type will be supposed to be speaking, and I'll create a template out of that. Okay, so now on Friday, I will be teaching at 6 o'clock a public speaking class. Being a project manager, I do a lot of public speaking. Or no, shouldn't say a lot of public speaking. I do a lot of speaking in groups, both public and corporately. So if you go to my link now, you'll see on the right side, one of the classes coming up is a public speaking class.
Okay.
So I have one last spot. Does anybody else have another idea for a class that I can teach?
Role plays?
Role play. That was you, wasn't it, Raphael?
Yes.
Okay. What do we normally do in role play?
Perhaps, I don't know, you can perform a character. You are forced to, you put yourself in some situations, maybe in business or in an office or in somewhere else. And you are in a situation when you are so kind of forced, or how to use your vocabulary and things related.
Okay, so role play. All right, so let me think of a description for this class here. We've just got about a minute or two left, but let's see. Can you speak on your feet? Do you have the vocabulary to imagine yourself?
Before your role play class was very difficult.
It can be. It's at an advanced difficulty because.
Now there are many role play classes. It's very easy. But before, a kind of interview to the Apple CEO like that. It was very tough.
Yeah, I did role plays about a few years back. Okay, give me a second.
I don't want to have any easy one.
Who knows, maybe you can practice being the president of the Brazilian football team after last today's loss, or the president of a large country. All right, so let me check this off here and click save. That's a grammar topic. I didn't put a grammar. Yes, I did put a grammar topic in. There we go. Try again. All right, so now again, if you refresh that page, you'll see that the next 6 classes, that's all right, Luis, I understand if you got to go. You'll see my next 6 classes, I just created 2 classes that you guys have told me you wanted. This is something I'm going to start doing on a regular basis. You know, you guys pay money every month, and I want to make sure that you get the classes you want, not the classes I want to teach. Okay, any questions, guys, before we end class?